Chan, 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 chan. Esto empieza, gente. Empiezan 30 segundos. Let's go. Empezamos, gente. ¡Empieza! ¿Quién tiene ilusión? En el chat necesito saber quiénes tenéis ilusión por saber más del juego, por jugarlo, por disfrutarlo, por convertiros en aprendices de la escuela de magia de Hogwarts. ¿Quiénes queréis ser como Tamariz pero en chiquitito? ¿Queréis ser como David Copperfield? Gente, 90%, bien, bien. Hay ilusión, gente, hay ganas. Empieza. Me cago en... Ahí está, coño. Me hagas la trampa, Está quitada. Tun, 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 tun.
Lumos.
What do you think you're doing?
Madre que me
here,
parió, chaval.
humans?
Qué musicón, chaval. Cómo convertir en más épico la banda sonora, tío. De locos. ¿Cómo se ve esto?
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
Se ve de locos el juego, Joder.
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Está bien, está bien, está
When
bien.
you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the four
soy yo!
Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will then need to attend classes, and you do have some catching up to do, as you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions
Y
classes.
ahí en el invernadero arrancar mandrágoras,
Ah, hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Uy, un duelo. A ver el duelo.
You may begin.
Está guapo. Muy guapo.
Bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
La clase de
You'll meet your
pociones.
professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes,
Hola, qué bien
you'll be
se ve,
able to
cabrón.
explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways.
¡Qué
as well
guapo!
as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to
Buah,
solve.
chaval. ¿Cómo va a molar esto, tú?
You may even find yourself in iconic locations
Hey,
you've
Nubi.
never been able to explore before.
Bueno, muchos dubis.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors
Lo
will
que
not
bonito,
be.
tío.
However, you may recognize a few faces.
¡Ey! Es el caballero sin cabeza ese, ¿no? Bueno, pero tiene la cabeza.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum, ones designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years at your own speed.
¿Tendrá Quidditch? ¡Buah! Tiene... ¡Hala! Justo lo digo y aparecen las escobas.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working
locos,
alongside
chaval.
the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
¡Huele el periódico! ¡Lol! ¡Qué guapo! ¡Buah, chaval! Está tremendo.
Loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
Yo creo que se ve de puta madre, gente. Buah, de locos, chaval. ¿Qué hace? Venga. Menuda sacada de rabo, tú. Esto mola muchísimo. Está muy guapo.
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes. Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended
Está
spell
súper guapo,
combinations.
Mola un montón. Estos combates tienen que ser chungos que flipas, ¿eh?
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
Claro, lo que no tenemos es interface para ver cómo se... ¡Oye! ¡Qué guapo lo de la espada! Lo que no tenemos es interface para ver cómo se gestionan las cosas. Pero está guapísimo esto, tú.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
Me flipa. Está muy guapo, está muy guapo.
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
Tremendo anillo de fuego ese. Es que es un ejemplo de lo dinámico que puede ser un combate de varitas, pero total. Está súper guapo.
In addition to classes
a esto,
and
esto es
spells,
interesante.
you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants,
La
and
capa de
potions
invisibilidad
to
ahí.
increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic. You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Hostia, para hacer las potis. ¡Qué bueno! Para hacerte tú tus potis. No solo para la clase, sino para esto también.
Spells are not the only
Hostia,
tools
esto
at
está
your
guay.
disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills,
Esto
you
está
can
muy guapo,
continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that
De
can
locos,
increase your
chaval.
power when you need a boost.
Hostias, qué guapo.
Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay. You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to
Mira la mandrágora, mira, mira, la mandrágora gritando y los anula. ¡Hola, qué bueno!
In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter. Both at
Y ese es de animales
school and as you
fantásticos, ¿no?
explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all
¡Hola la
of
escoba,
you
chaval!
how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering
Mola,
broom
mola,
flight
mola
is highly
muchísimo,
recommended,
tío.
so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
Está guapísimo. Buah.
You're despicable.
Some
A ver,
abilities
esto.
may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions. And over time, you'll
Pues mira
learn
los
their stories.
entornos, mira los entornos.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
But what happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again!
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Hufflepuffs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Welcome to the Room of Requirement.
Está muy bien, ¿eh? Está, o sea, sí, todo lo que es la movilidad, todo lo que es la expresión de los personajes está muy bien.
Remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of
Sorprendentemente bien. Ah, que te puedes tunear la casita.
You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you.
Uy. Uy.
Since you need to catch up to your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear.
Eso de recolectar cada 25 minutos así con timers.
Named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it? Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your
Eso de esas
personality
recolecciones
and
es como
magical
hacerte esclavo del juego, ¿sabes? Qué guapo el gato. ¿Cómo se llamaba este? Buckwick, ¿no?
Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of
Qué
Hogsmeade,
guapo.
where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion
A
ingredients and
comprar ahí.
to seeds
Al
for
callejón
magical
Diagón.
plants to all sorts of gear.
Mira que mira,
But Hogsmeade
uy, tremendas
also has
ropas,
its
¿eh?
dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the times wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky
Qué
with
bueno, tú.
lightning or
Cómo
sunshine,
cambia, ¿eh?
or coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the
Hostia,
countryside,
pero esto va a ser muy grande,
each
¿no?
with vendors and residents who have stories to tell,
Hostias.
and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health.
Quiero ver serpientes grandes.
But there are dangers beyond your understanding
qué guapo el carro.
in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path. Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape.
Buah, de locos, tío, cómo se ve esto, tú.
Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world.
¿Qué dices?
In Hogwarts Legacy.
Buah. Increíble, gente. Se ve de locos. Está guapísimo. Madre mía. Pues está aquí al lado ya. Sí, señor. ¡Sí! Edición coleccionista. Quiero. Dame una. Gracias.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy.
Está de locos, ¿eh?
Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
Dinero, gente. Dinero contra la pantalla.
And the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
Guapísimo.
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touch me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts, makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time, maybe
es que el arte y todo me parece una cosa muy brutal, ¿eh?
To get to touch it, to walk around it.
O sea, me parece que han tenido un respeto total con la obra y no sé cómo explicarlo. Como que han pillado lo que nosotros conocemos y lo han elevado, que flipas.
But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions. We're creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world.
Bueno, lo de las covas de locos. Lo de las covas de locos.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding World that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding World from, you know, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own.
Está guapísimo, ¿eh? La casita esta que tienes aquí montada.
Know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times.
Joder, me parece 74 euros, ¿vale?
And then beyond, we would go into the films.
Pues no me lo voy a pensar mucho, ¿eh?
Being able to put our own spin
on what this universe is was
Sebastián Gallego.
a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. You know, as a Hufflepuff, you always wonder, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
Me lo compraré para Play 5, gente, si consigo la Play 5 antes de Navidades. Porque está complicada la cosa, ¿eh? Eso sí es magia. Joder.
And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
De locos. Se ve que flipa ese juego.
That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes.
Es que se ve de locos, tío. Es que se ve increíble, ¿eh? Parece una peli de verdad, macho.
And then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings
Vale,
all
Munkal,
together.
vale. Thank you.
Adding a world that
Buah, mira este plano, ese plano es muy salvaje.
World is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history,
Brutal.
studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as
Tiene pinta de que va a haber peleas rollo Dark Souls duras, ¿eh? Como por ejemplo el caballero ese, tiene pinta de que van a ser jodidas. Me gusta.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
Muy bien, muy rico, ¿eh?
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
Me ha gustado mucho, gente. Me ha gustado mucho. Me ha gustado mucho, mucho, mucho. Mucho, mucho. No sé, ¿a vosotros qué os ha parecido? Dice por aquí, Harry Potter va a ser para todos los públicos, dudo que sea difícil. Pues yo creo que va a ser difícil, ¿eh? O sea, yo he visto ahí unos combinados de batallas a 2 y a 3, donde mientras estabas pegando a uno o el otro te estaba pegando. O sea, eso no todo el mundo, o sea, los chavalillos por mucho que quieran, no creo yo que haya algunos que puedan gestionarlo bien, ¿eh? O sea, además me alegraría bastante que fuese difícil, ¿eh? O sea, está muy guapo. Yo creo que está más orientado hacia algo más maduro que no hacia la chavalada, ¿eh? Me da la sensación. Muy guapo, ¿eh? Muy guapo. Tenía muchas esperanzas en este juego. Tenía muchas esperanzas en este juego. Me hacía mucha ilusión, pero lo que he visto hoy es de compra absoluta. Es decir, si antes lo tenía claro, ahora Warner todavía tiene más claro que va a tener mi dinero, ¿eh? Sinceramente, me ha gustado un montón, gente. Aparte, ¿qué es lo que digo? Creo que han tratado la obra sumamente bien. Creo que han sido súper respetuosos con ella y le han dado ese toque que le hacía falta. O sea, en plan de cojo el universo, lo presento de una forma muy correcta y te pongo en el epicentro para que tú seas protagonista. Y todo, o sea, es que todo lo que ves ha estado en alguna peli, o sea, de Harry Potter o sea de Animales Fantásticos. Y luego a mayores más cosas, o sea, todavía incluye más cosas. Está muy guay, ¿eh? Sale a finales de este año, del 2022, se supone, en la campaña de Navidad. Veremos si nos la adelantan un poquito antes o se termina retrasando para 2023, pero me da igual. O sea, después de lo que he visto hoy, es que está lleno de detalles, ¿eh? O sea, las mandrágoras, el Buckwick, yo qué sé, el Dougie, yo qué sé, es que todo, ¿eh? Está guapísimo. Lo de tener tu propia housing, ¿vale? Lo del housing, de tener tu propia zona donde decorarla y dotarla de elementos que luego puedas operar con ellos, como por ejemplo la mesa de hacer las pociones o la mesa de cultivos, me ha gustado. Lo que no me ha gustado son los cooldowns entre recoger pociones, ¿me explico? Porque eso me suena como a, salvando las distancias, me recuerda un poco a los típicos juegos de móviles, ¿no? Donde tú entras, haces algo y tienes que esperar un tiempo, ¿vale? Para que puedas volver a hacerlo, ¿no? Y si no, te toca pagar para acelerar el proceso. Espero y entiendo que no va a ser así. O sea, vamos, ha venido ahí un destello que me ha dejado un poco como, uy, cuidado, pero por lo demás, me parece increíble. Me ha gustado un montón, gente, un montón. Súper contento. Espera 5 días para tu poción. Claro, eso es lo que me jodería, ¿eh? Eso es lo que me jodería. Pues oye, súper contento, la verdad. Tenía mucha ilusión por el juego y hoy todavía me ha generado más. No sé, los que sois fans del chat, que sois unos cuantos, seguro que también estáis contentos, seguro, porque yo creo que el juego pinta bien. Pinta que lo están tratando bastante bien.